Fighting games have evolved throughout the years, from arcades to consoles. Some of them have amazing duos who take their combat to the next level. Like Liu Kang and Kung Lao, the defenders of Mortal Kombat. And JAGO and Orchid, the fighting siblings of Killer Instinct. Which duo makes a better team? Let's pit them against each other to find out who will survive in the arena of death. Let's start with Killer Instinct. JAGO was abandoned as a baby at a secluded monastery in the Himalayas where he was trained by the monks of the Tiger. When he reached adulthood, a fellow warrior under the influence of an evil force tried to murder him, but JAGO killed the man in self-defense. Black Orchid is a government spy. For many years, she was amongst the code-named elite of a professional spy organization working for the greater good of society. They eventually met at a tournament, and soon found out they were siblings. When it comes to fighting styles, JAGO is known to wield blade weaponry, both a katana and a Tibetan kora. He likes using his weapons for his combos most of the time, but he does have the standard fighting game moves like an uppercut, a fireball, and he can give you a roundhouse kick for good measure. JAGO also has access to Instinct Mode, which taps into more of the Tiger Spirit's power, giving him a much stronger aura, and also enables him to heal from wounds so long as he's moving or battling an opponent. Though Instinct Mode is only a temporary power-up. Orchid fights in a military CQC style from when she was trained as a secret agent, though she mainly focuses her attacks on kicks. She wields 2 electrified eskrima tonfas and also carries a set of smoke grenades in the rebooted universe. Because of a government experiment performed on her grandmother, Orchid can also summon a flaming projection of a jaguar called a firecat which explodes on contact with opponents. She also uses part of herself as a weapon, but I'm not going to say it. These two are powerful, but they aren't without their flaws. JAGO isn't an expert in any of his martial arts, and charging certain attacks can leave him wide open. As for Orchid, she may be able to take down 2,000-year-old beings, but she struggles to keep up with ranged attacks. Overall, JAGO Orchid are trained in numerous styles. While JAGO isn't an expert, and Orchid has trouble with projectiles, they are still forces to be reckoned with. Let's move on to the other bloody game, Mortal Kombat. To sum up the Liu Kang and Kung Lao story in one paragraph, Liu was orphaned by at a young age, and raised by Shaolin monks in China. Kung Lao was born as the descendant of the great Kung Lao, and had quite a legacy to live up to. He joined the White Locust Society and became a Shaolin monk alongside Liu. The two friends trained under a master named Bo Rai Cho, and ended up facing the forces of Outworld. These two have trained together for years, and utilized a large number of martial arts in battle. Jeet Kune Do, Jun Fan, Pao Chui, Karate, Choi Lei Fut, Dragon, and Monkey, all of which employed together in battle has proven to be a match for virtually every opponent they've ever faced. Liu and Lao have also gained special weapons and abilities. Liu utilized a sword and nunchakus, but tends to prefer his fists. Those aren't his only weapons, though. At long range, he uses Dragon Fire, a powerful dragon-shaped projectile that he shoots from his hands, which can also be aimed low to attack opponents who block high to mid attacks. He can also power these fire blasts even further, turning them into fiery black dragons. He can close the distance quickly with his fast-moving flying dragon kick, where he flies straight towards his foe with a powerful kick to the opponent's torso. Then there's his trademark bicycle kick, where he kicks the opponent multiple times while in midair. Kung Lao's signature weapon is his head, which is sharp enough to cut through his opponents. He can also teleport while fighting to confuse his opponents and leave them dazzled in combat situations while hitting them rapidly with his attacks, and is his preferred fighting style. Liu Kang can also transform into a dragon, or summon an arcade machine to crush his opponents, but his power increase as Fire God Liu Kang. He can also warp to different timelines using the power of the hourglass. When it comes to weaknesses, Liu and Lao are both still human, and they can be overpowered by stronger beings. Plus, Kung Lao is very brash and overconfident, rushing into a fight or letting his guard down, which led to him getting beaten, and then killed. He also relies heavily on his head, and without isn't that tough. Overall, Liu Kang and Kung Lao are Shaolin monks with incredible abilities. They make a great team, but Kung Lao could easily underestimate his foes.
You have much to learn. So it begins.
Disappointing.
And yet you have found me.
Enough talk. My skill equals yours. Fight!
Will end soon enough. You know nothing of honor.
Fatality. JAGO and Orchid may have been fighting for years, but Liu Kang and Kung Lao have at least twice as much experience. Plus, since Orchid struggles greatly with ranged attacks, Liu and Lao can easily keep her at a distance. Liu and Lao know numerous martial arts, and are experts, while JAGO is skilled in numerous arts but isn't an expert in any of them. It doesn't help that JAGO and Orchid are able to take down 1,000-year-old beings, but Liu and Lao have defeated 10,000-year-old beings. Finally, as Fire God Liu Kang, Liu would be able to travel through time and finish JAGO and Orchid, which the Killer Instinct fighters would have no counter for it. The Shaolin monks had a flawless victory. Liu Kang and Kung Lao win.